Okay.
There's a lot of crimes that come from that. So the residents, they get upset, they get scared. They don't know what that person's deal is. They don't know who you are.
Hmm.
Okay, so they just call us just to make sure. Okay,
Okay. Not a problem.
sound good?
Sounds good.
All right.
I just like any other person.
And just so you're aware next time, so you don't have any issues. Okay, if you're being talked to by the police, usually in a detainment situation, which isn't this time because I'm not having an issue with you. Okay, you can't be filming that. Any other time, no problem, you can film. I just don't want you to run into that kind of issue. Okay.
Actually, it's funny. One of the things that I've been recording, and I actually have a YouTube series about this,
Okay.
is something called targeted individuals, gang stalking. Vice News actually just came out.
Okay. I got another call I got to run to,
Okay.
so unfortunately I can't sit and talk with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Have a good day.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So as you see, the police came again. They said that someone called. They said that someone called. This time, oh, he pieced the fuck out. Look at this. He pieced the fuck out. Before, I wish I had my phone on. I wish I had my phone on. I don't know what time it is. It's not that. And here's the issue. This is what they said. Did you hear what he said to me? He pieced the fuck out. Did you see that? Okay. So I had just woken up. I just woken up. They're lying, by the way, about people calling. No one has called, by the way. This is a part of the gang stalking by Vice News. Before he came, I mean, when he came, when like as he like I had just woken up, right, and he had just showed up. I knew from last night that someone would be showing up. Oh yes, he's going on YouTube. Yeah, I got him. I caught him in the act, people. Do you realize how important this video footage is right here? The video footage is very, very important for me because it proves the gang stalking. It proves it. Now, it just is getting bright. No one is here. There might be someone over there in the tennis court. I just have woken up. Let me make sure that I don't press any buttons by accident. I asked him the question, and he's like, They didn't this time, and this is what happened. I just woke up. He came over, and he used one of the excuses that he used. I was like, "Hi, how you doing? How's everything going?" Yeah, I'm just chilling out here in the park. I'm allowed to just chill out here in the park. There's nothing wrong with. It looks like you're camping, and we've had complaints of transients. You know, transients cause crime and all this other stuff. Every excuse in the book. Blah 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 blah. Yes, the other day they said that, oh, you have a curfew and all this other stuff. That's why the first thing I said was that, oh, are you trying to bust me because I'm here before 6 o'clock? And I said that, well, is it a crime if I'm on the sidewalk? And what if I put my foot in the grass? Is that a crime? He's like, now you're getting into particulars. That's what he said to me before I started recording. And then he used the excuse that, well, we got a call, and several calls actually, really, several calls actually, lying, big time. Um, I'm starting to see how the system works a little bit more. I got it. The system, the matrix, if you want to call it, it's not really the matrix, but the system itself flags you, records where you're at, and sends out. That's what's going on. It's automatic, pre programmed. Like that movie with Tom Cruise where they pre-crime, that sort of thing. They label people who might be criminals beforehand and log them into the system and track them and then send out the signals to the police officers so that no matter what happens, you're always tracked. You're always under surveillance for the possibility that you may cause a crime. That's why he was here. And they come up with excuses, it's pre-programmed, all that shit. Yeah! What an injustice we just saw here today. That's what's going on. Once your name, once your social security, and once you get tagged, you are now a part of the pre-crime. Like, you are now labeled a criminal. You are now guilty. Even if you haven't done anything and are not allowed to associate or participate in society in any way. That's what's going on. Anyway, so that's what happened. Anyway, so he came up, showed up. I'm just chilling out, walking around. You know, there's people over, and they use that other excuse I already said in previous videos, or maybe to myself, I'm not sure. What's going on for me, I know personally, is that whatever excuse that they use and whatever things that they do to attack me and hurt me, they're not, like, they can only get away with it. They can't get away with it. They may try it, and then it gets stopped and removed forever, and they're never able to do it again. That's why they couldn't use that same excuse that I was at the park before curfew, because that's what I thought he was going to say. But now the excuse is that people are calling. We got several calls, and it's probably about 6 in the morning. I don't know who's up at 4:45, 5 in the morning every morning calling, because they said the same thing 2 days ago, that someone called. That's the excuse that they use, so it's a big fucking lie. So it's like maybe 6 in the morning right now. There's some people playing tennis, so maybe they have to have a witness. I don't know. Maybe they can use that as an excuse. I don't know. I am obviously not committing any crimes or bothering anybody by walking around in the volleyball court. What crime? Usually, people call police when there is a crime, not before a crime is committed. Don't you think? That's really strange that they would use that excuse and continue to use that excuse that someone called the police before an actual crime was committed, just because they saw and thought, and they're expecting me, and you heard them, they're expecting me to accept that someone called because they believe that a crime might be committed with me sitting here. That's a damn lie. Well, we've seen, other than he used the excuse, we've seen other transients, and there's going to be homeless people everywhere you go. I've been here for a while, and I've traveled from LA, okay, into Huntington Beach, and I saw the Santa Ana River Trail and all this other stuff, you know, the trails where the bike paths, where it's like these huge, like, concrete jungle type of things with streams in the middle. There's literally thousands of homeless camped out on the river trail, which is private fucking property. Thousands of homeless that sit usually right behind homes too. There's been a couple of newspaper articles I've read about people saying, oh, they feel uncomfortable because the homeless might be on the bike trail and I'm riding on my bike and I have to see them. Yeah. I've read a couple of articles that have to deal with that type of stuff. And so right now I think that that's what they're trying to arrest me for, or getting angry about me for, is that someone is calling because apparently this is the excuse. Oh, we see you. We see that you're in the park and it looks like you might be sleeping in the park. Does it look like like camping is one thing. Sleeping is another. You're allowed to sleep in the fucking park. And it don't matter. And listen, if you and you, we can get into the particulars and all this other stuff. There's no law about bedding. There's no law that says you can't bed. Camping is one thing. Camping is like, I've got a big old tent. I've got a campground set up. And I get it. Some people might want to use certain areas. Okay, camping, you have a toilet facility. This is bedding. Now, I challenge anyone to go to like a beach or even to a park and start telling people that they can't bring sheets and things to sit on so they don't get bitten in the grass. And whatever other pillows they feel like they decide. And many times weed, beer, food, dogs, animals, go-karts, airplanes, and all sorts of other stupid bullshit. I challenge you. Go ahead, try to find, go ahead. Go ahead and tell me you're going to go to a park and it's going to be sterilized and all you could do is walk around in one particular circle and a specific path and that's it. No, it's a lie. They can't use that excuse. The excuse is, we can see you and we don't like that you have bedding. That's the excuse. It's programmed, so I get it. Now, once you're targeted and you saw how quick the motherfucker pieced the fuck out, right? You saw how quick he pieced the fuck out once I started recording him, and I said, "Oh, I just wanted. I'm glad that you're here, and I just wanted to explain that there's a new documentary out on Vice that talks about gang stalking." Talks about police showing up and harassing people for no apparent reason. They don't understand why. But it continues to happen over and over and over and over and over again. And so now I understand, this happened again. They threatened me last night that the police were coming. That means that they put it in the database for them. And it's not necessarily, and here's the funny, tricky part, it's not necessarily something that they would put in the call logs or in their databases or anything like that. This is strictly mind to mind. And something else, maybe some database somewhere where you can't find it, maybe the CIA, FBI, keeps this information to themselves, and you are not going to get access to it even with the courts. I was watching a video last night of an actual deputy inside of a courtroom sifting through a defendant's paperwork while the lawyer and the defendant, while the person who was in jail and then the lawyer were at the podium. The deputy shows up, looks through their paperwork while at the desk, when you're at trial and there's the lawyer's desk and the prosecution's desk. The deputy was looking through the paperwork of the defendant, took the evidence and tried to go run away with it. They caught him. The person, they saw him do it. And then for 5 minutes proceeded to argue with the judge that why is this going on? This is not fair. We need to close the trial down now and get this guy out of any jail area that these cops might be in for fear of retribution, of retaliation, because they're coming after him. So there is no law proven